Hello, my name is Ivan Rodriguez, and this is my first pass presentation. The name of the game that I will be presenting is called Brainfly. In Brainfly, the player takes the role of a leading brain surgeon who just happens to be a fly, small enough to manipulate the inner lobes and workings of the brain. This fly's goal is to make certain connections of the veins so that his patients will be able to have long lives. As far as the gameplay goes in this game, it will be a series of puzzles in which the fly, or the player, will need to connect different veins, acting as somewhat circuits in this, to make those connections work properly. In these images, we have something similar. The first image on the left, we see an example from the Silent Hill games where wires were connected to complete a circuit. And then on the right-hand side, we see a puzzle of circuits as well from the Spider-Man games. The pertinent rules of Brainfly is the fly, being as small as he is, can only connect one vein at a time. With time against the fly, that does make it particularly difficult, as well as in this game, you can only connect one vein to a similar vein. You cannot connect it to a wider vein or a skinnier vein than that particular vein is. The goal of the game is to essentially complete this brain surgery and make all of the proper connections as quickly as possible, for two reasons. The health of the patient. The patient can only be sedated for so long before he wakes up, and there can only be a certain amount of things that go wrong before it is a life-threatening ordeal for the patient. The antagonizing force majorly makes up of time, as simple as that might be. You only have a certain amount of time to complete each surgery, and with every incorrect connection that is made by the fly, that time quickly diminishes exponentially. As the more errors that occur, the less time that patient will have, and the more urgent his state will be. The theme, as well as the similarities that I mixed here on this part, the theme of the Brainfly is something very similar to Amateur Surgeon that could be found on mobile platforms. Amateur Surgeon is about essentially a crazy doctor that has different types of surgeries, using the bare minimum in a lot of the situations to accomplish his goal. As well, I should say that on this particular game, we will have some similarities with that, this being a doctor, as well as a mashup of essentially connecting different circuits on a circuit board, but in this case, it being a brain. The biggest risk, I believe, on this project is the fact that we do not currently have the assets of a little fly in a doctor's coat, so there will be many assets that we need to create, as well as a brain and those different connections or veins that we need this fly to create, as well as the animations that will be needed to go into this. We do lack an animation team to create, for example, the animation of the wings fluttering as the fly makes its ways to those different parts of the brain. That is the conclusion of my presentation, and I want to thank you so much for your time and patience with me, and I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much.